Hey there, comic fans. I'm back from the comic shop again this week. A day late because of the holiday. The comics came in late. And only 3 comics this week. 2 from my pull list, 1 off the wall. After last week's 12 comic extravaganza, it was bound to be a slow week. And since, probably because I had 12 comics, I forgot my museum top of the printer comic of the week. So we'll show you that. Plus, I pulled another one out. I had 2 comics on the top of my printer this week. Last week's was X-Men 66? X-Men 66. And this is a Marie Severin and Sam Granger cover. I got the Marie Severin just from looking at it. But I had to look up who inked it, and it's Sam Granger. This is X-Men versus the Hulk, the strangest teens of all. I think Sal Buscema does the pencils inside with Sam Granger doing the inks. This was right after the Neil Adams run. I think just before it went into reprints. It got canceled and went into reprints. And this is one with 3 holes punched in it. Somebody kept it. There's a hole there, a hole that somebody reinforced the edge with tape and punched holes in it to keep it in their binder. I got this in a garage sale in about 1981. I think it was in high school still. And my other one of the week is Birdland #1 in a completely different sexy direction. This is Beto Hernandez, Gilbert Hernandez doing an Eros comic from 1990. And I forgot I had this one on my shelf. I must have bought it way back then, just sort of on a look, because I didn't buy many Eros comics. They're the pornographic comics. But I must have bought the first issue of this one because it's Gilbert Hernandez. Really nice cover too. And these are tough because it says 1 of 3, and I only have the first one, so I looked online to see if I could get the other 2 if they were around, and no. It's like Mile High Comics didn't have them. My Comic Shop Don didn't have them. And there's a collected edition you can find on Amazon or eBay for $50 minimum. So I guess these probably just aren't out there. Which I imagine... You know what's funny? This one came out in 1970. And I probably got it in 1981 when I was in high school, 15, 16 years old. So a comic that was, 11 years old was really old. Now this comic is 30 years old and seems like it just came out yesterday. So it's like the difference between your perception of time at 16 and perception of time at 55 is so amazingly different. But yeah, nice cover, Birdland. Wonder what the other 2 issues look like. I don't know. But the first issue was good, but like it pornographic. Not even just nudie. There's sex drawings in it too. And then we got Comic Shop News, The Heathens. Don't know who they are. Let's see. Who are they? Does it tell us? The Heathens #1, premiere issue of a new series from Aftershock. Colin Bunn, Heath Amodio, and Sammy Cavella and James Wordy. Follows the Pirate Queen, Ching Si, leader of a team known as another Pirate Queen comic. Bad Idea has their Pirate Queen comic. And we got other stuff in here to look at. Phoenix Song. I always like when they show me the covers real big. Little Moon Knight Epic Edition there. Castaways. Always fun to... Oh, there's that... I always liked that John Byrne supervillain team-up Doctor Doom cover. That's a good cover with all the Avengers bowing down. I've had that one since I was a kid. Then I bought that one off the stands. And then the comics I got this week are the 2nd issue of The Me You Love in the Dark. Why do you make the cover the logo? I mean, what is that? Who... Just drives me crazy. I saw that cover and I was so disappointed. I'm like, a candlestick and a giant version of the logo in the middle of the cover, especially with such. I like the art in this comic. And it's about a woman who's an artist. She's a young woman too. She must be in her 20s. preparing for a show, so she rents a haunted house to work in. And at the end of last issue, the ghost started talking to her. He was a friendly ghost, so what the heck? I have no idea where this is going, but like the only two characters really are her and the ghost. But I liked the art in it. Who's the artist? Jorge Corona. Scotty Young is doing the writing. Jean-Francois Beaulieu is on the colors, and Nate Picos of Blambot is on the letters. So I like the first issue. We'll give it. Good thing I put the second issue on my pull list. Otherwise, I wouldn't have anything this week. Same with Elric, another second issue. Good thing I put it on my pull list, or I wouldn't have anything this week. Elric the Dreaming City. I've enjoyed. This is French version. This was a French version of it done, and it's in French album size, so the pages are a little small sometimes. Like right there, you can see. But I enjoyed the first issue. You know what was weird about the first issue? The very first issue had all this backstory written on it. You rarely see backstory on a first issue. All this backstory of Elric. And like I read my issues twice, so I read all the backstory, then I read the issue, it was okay. Then I read it later on in the week. I didn't bother reading any of that backstory. And it was much better without that backstory in my head, because the backstory actually had nothing to do with this story. Because I think Elric was written in like I think this was the very first Elric novel, and it throws you into the middle of Eric's life, Eric. And it throws you into the middle of his life, so you don't know all his backstory. You learn that as you go along. But they told us all the backstory in the beginning for no reason. We'll learn that as we go along. I just found that weird, but I liked the first issue. I think this is only a few issues, because I think each one of these is a European graphic album. Those are like 80 pages, so I think this might only be 3 issues. I saw something that said it was 3 or 4 issues. I can't remember. I would actually buy these in the graphic album size if they sold them that way, but they don't. I don't know why. I saw something collected recently that I didn't buy the comic version of because it was a European graphic album, and then I didn't like the smaller size of the comic book, and then they put it out as a trade paperback, the same small size as the comic book, and I went, oh well. And the last thing I got for the week is Dead Box #1. I was looking for things to buy. I was looking at all these 1st, 2nd, and 5th issues. And this is the one that caught my eye. I liked the art best in it. And it mentions, on the back it says, "Welcome to Lost Turkey, where the main source of entertainment is a cursed DVD machine that seems to know more about the fate of its citizens than they do." So I think it's a Dead Box as a play on Red Box, which I've never used. But I think they have red boxes in like supermarkets where you can go and rent a DVD just from the red box. Yeah, I guess those are the red boxes. You'd put your $2 in there and get a DVD for rent out, or it'd probably make you use a credit card. Otherwise, you'll walk away with the DVD if you use cash. But the art looked good. The cover was okay. They had a second cover to this. I think this was the alternate cover. Yeah, 1, 2, 1. That makes this cover 2. There was cover 1 was just the box. And I was like, who wants that cover? Not me. Writer Mark Russell, Benjamin Tiesma is the artist. The colorist is Vladimir Popov, and the letterer is Andworld. Okay. Some nice lettering on that splash. But since I only had 2 comics, I was looking for a 3rd one, and I picked that up. And let me show you how I spent my Labor Day weekend. And days after, too. I got 5 canvases to do this summer, and this is the 4th one. So I got 4 out of 5 done during the summer. I still have another week of summer left or something, but I don't know if it takes a lot of time and energy to do these paintings. But as you can see here, let's bring you up close and personal with some of the little painted marks. I went with my fake writing around the edge of her jaw again. Lip. And I said, I think I'm done with this one. Today was the last day of just kind of looking at... Let me turn that upside down so you can see that eye up close. See the colors and such. Because there's a chair under here that holds my comics and microphone, so I can't bring this up close like that. There are the eyes. I can drop it down by the arms of the chair. But today was my last day of staring at it for 20 minutes, then putting 2 marks on it. I think I'll let it sit here for a few more days and not look at it much, but I think it's done. I don't think there's any more marks to be found on it. So there you go. You got a painting, you got some comics for you. You guys have a good week out there.